Hey, my name is BK, and I don't want to be here. That's why I'm sleeping. But that's not the point. What I'm trying to say is, I have a dream. A dream to tell stories and to inspire those who have even bigger dreams. You know, I've always asked myself what I wanted to do after school, and that thought, it just scared me. Little did I know, that was my dream. It's been waiting for me this whole time. All I had to do was grab it with both my hands. And I did exactly that. And brought to life the AfterSchool Podcast. Yo, South Africa, my name is 𝐒𝐲𝐻𝐻𝐾, futuristic kid ZA, or you can just call me BK. Today I bring you After School Podcast, where we are interviewing the iconic, legendary, dream changers, game shakers, and now we're bringing it live right now for you. Yes, you superstar. We're doing it for you so we can inspire the youth, so we can tell you about the stories of those who made it, and we're hearing it from their mouth. Right now I'm with Baba, and we're making something big happen, okay? Guys, today I have one of the iconic, legendary, bestie. He's got the steez and he's lady. You know what it is? DJ Sabby. How are you doing today?
I'm good, dog. What's hand?
Easy. My guy, can you please just tell the people who are you and where you from?
Oh yeah, it's the youngins, ne?
Yeah.
So now we're gonna educate the little ones. So the name is DJ Sabby, best thing ever. Real name was 𝐒𝐲𝐻𝐻𝐾. I'm a media practitioner, man. TV, radio, online. I like to say I do it all. I just haven't figured out to make medicine. Once I can do that, I'm a doctor.
Sure.
I'm inside though, but
it's
yeah.
Mr. Professor.
Yeah.
Okay, youngins, just to educate you more, Mr. Mtshali has been in the industry for 15 years. He's been through YFM, he's been through 94.7, and he's just been doing numbers, guys. He's been out there, and he's well known for his segments in the morning called the Spiritual Alignment.
Oh yeah.
Let's just pop into that. I just wanted to know what really makes spiritual alignment. How did the concept come about?
The concept came, so when I took over breakfast, there's a moment where, from the format of the show, or the format of the station, you know, most of the shows that existed, playing a gospel tune had just became like signature or part of the menu. And I didn't want to lose that element, you know. Maybe it's because I'm getting a little bit older, because I understand the importance of prayer when you wake up in the morning.
Amen.
But also I didn't want to alienate people that probably do not believe in Christianity. So I wanted to find a way to kind of like bring everyone together, because it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, we all believe there's a God out there.
Amen.
So the spiritual alignment is just that, man. So I started giving like words of inspiration in the morning, because believe it or not, we have so many people who do not have people that remind them on how great they are every single day. So I just wanted to create that space, man, where before I play the song, I just whisper some words of encouragement in your ear, and then I play the song, so I give you a double whammy. So that was the concept, the concept of just that moment on the show. But also, man, like, it's rare that we have a fountain of positive energy always flowing. It's so easy to find negative energy. So I also wanted just to create, a space where people can tap in, and it's just all positivity in the morning. Because the world is already a mess. At least find something great in the morning, and I wanted to give that. Yeah.
That's so beautiful, man. Checking into what you said about everyone has something to believe in. From your youngest ages, what did, family-wise, did you grow up in a background where it was mostly Christian, or did they believe in ancestors? How was that about, like, when you were growing up?
I guess it was a combo of both, because there's parts, maternal or paternal part of the family, where everyone was believed in Christianity, I guess, on both sides. Mom's side was Zayoni, dad's side, Methodist Church. And there were elements of culture or rituals, 𝐸sintu, that were always observed on both sides. But it wasn't one of those things where they were forced on you, but family and just, I guess, both parents made one aware of certain practices would honor in the family, like uklaba, when when to phandle and what's the purpose of all those things. So I was always made aware of those rituals and what they mean to the family. So I'd never kind of like talk ill of them. I understand when and why they're supposed to be done and why they need to be honored. But growing up, yeah, man, the Bible has just always been the center of what you believe in. And I grew up in that, you know. So yeah, I am a Christian.
I think it's really beautiful on how you had a very open family. They were very open-minded people.
Yeah.
Whatever it was that you wanted to believe in.
Yeah, but also like when your parents break up, you know, it kind of becomes hard for one to kind of streamline belief. Because you go to one side, there's that. You go to the other side, there's that.
Yeah.
And then you leave home at a very young age. So in the years where you're now becoming a man, you now need to find a center of what you believe in. Which can also become very challenging, you know.
True.
My dad then died. So by the time I was 13, I was just this young kid trying to navigate this world, trying to figure out what is what. And like most men in this country, you know, we raised by women more than men. So we don't really have like a whole lot of male figures and men we can ask questions. So by the time you're 18, 19, hey, dog.
Okay, question on that. I myself, I'm raised by my mother alone.
Yeah.
I just want to know, I'm sure there's a lot of viewers out there, young boys, who actually have the same challenge.
Yeah.
Where they don't know how to raise themselves and teach themselves how to become a man. How is your mental state in those type of situations where maybe you have to take a girl out on a date or you have to learn certain things to do as a guy? How do you conquer that mentally at such a young age as well?
I don't think at that age one was aware of what was happening, you know. Shout out to my stepfather also, because later on in life he came into the picture. But like any other boy child, you don't want anyone to come and supposedly love your mom. You're protective over your mom, you know.
True.
But I was fortunate enough where I really had a great one, you know. He was really a solid man. I guess in the latest part of my life I was able to quiz him on a few things, but just him being there also kind of like it did a lot for me. When I reflect and I look back, and not everyone is fortunate in that regard, you know, where they have a stepfather who's really a good one and the intentions are all good. But also just finding male figures outside of where you reside. You know, I think now you're fortunate where you have the internet, so you can just tap into these people who you deem your role models.
Yeah.
In my time, I had to, you know, watch TV, you know, see these guys there, like, yo, one day I want to be like that. Listen to the radio, I'm like, yo, that is cool. So take different elements from all these dudes that they kind of like emulate what you'd like to be one day. But also just understanding that they're people at the end of the day. And that hit me when I got older, you know. It's just, sometimes don't meet your role models, man. It'll disappoint you.
That's fine.
But they're people. I appreciate that.
True. Okay, speaking on meeting your role models and people you look up to, who are one of the people that DJ Sabby looked up to? Since you did mention that there were people on TV that you look and be like, okay, this person has this type of wave and I like this about them. But who are the few people that shaped Sabby today? With the energy, the drip, because I won't lie, you have your drip, hot money, you're down to the core. I'm sure the youngins can see you with, no.
Thanks, dog.
Easy.
I've met everyone, bro. The only role model I haven't met is Ryan Seacrest. I've met everyone, dog. Like, I grew up like loving Linda, bro. Linda Sbiao, Mr. Magic from 𝐒𝐲𝐳. Had a chance to engage with him, chill with him, speak to him. I've met Sbu countless times, you know, who's just always been supportive over my journey also. Met them all, man. The late Bob Mabena, you know. I met all of them fresh.
Sure, very, very few, real.
You know, Lady D. I remember when I met Lady D, man. Lady D has just always been that motherly voice on the radio for the past, I don't know how many years. So definitely she's up there. I met everyone, bro. I met them all.
I think it's a very beautiful and a blessing to meet your role models. I think there's a lot a lot of people, I'm sure right now they're like, one day I want to meet Sabby, you know?
That's crazy. I still find that crazy.
How do you feel about that? There's some kid out there who's like, I want to grow up and be like Sabby.
Bro, like I met, you know, this is a power manifestation, right?
Yeah.
There's a youngin who once told me that one day I'm gonna make it and then you're gonna interview me, bro. And then I think it happened, like, stood why, and he told me the story. And for me, it was still crazy, you know. Even yesterday, there's this one homie, this rapper, I forget his name, pardon me. It's like, I was hosting Ali Poppy's listening session, and he pulls up, he's like, one day, bro, you're gonna be hosting one of these things for me. You know. And for me, that's just the power of manifestation.
Oh, beautiful.
And I guess, like, for some people, because I've been in their ear for such a long time and in their faces via TV, they feel like the day this guy interviews me, there's a level of success that I've reached because they've seen me interview all of their faves, from your Keenans to your Rickies to, you know, name them. I've interviewed them. You know, so for some people, being interviewed by DJ Sabby is like, yo, dog, it's just this, bro. I'm in. I'm on.
Sure.
Which is, I guess, it's dope. You know, it's dope. Also, just know that you're a benchmark of to a certain level. For some youngins, yeah.
I mean, that's really beautiful. I actually wanted to deep dive again on your career as well as family.
Yeah.
I just want to put the two together. How was it like going home and being like, you know, Mom, I want to be a radio presenter? Because a lot of youngins right now, what they're going through is back at home, they don't believe that, nah, you can't do this. This is not a sustainable job. You can't do this or you can't do that. You're not going to get benefits, or if you get a corporate job, it's going to be better. So how was it like for you going back home and being like, no, this is the dream that I want to do and this is what I want to pursue?
Yeah. I've always had a supportive mom, bro.
No.
From the time I told her that this is what I want to do at the age of 14, you know, my mom would knock off very early. I used to do radio at the Love Life Youth Center, so we'd get like an hour to do this thing on the radio. And my mom would leave work early just to hear me do my thing.
Oh, okay.
You know, she'd leave like at 2 on a Friday.
Beautiful.
Catch the earliest taxi just so she could listen to me on the radio, do my thing. So when I told her that this is what I want to do, she was very supportive, fam. You know, like she was there. Sorry.
No, you're good, you're good.
Yeah, so she was there all the time, man. Always been supportive, always gave me room to grow. So when I made the decision to come out to Joburg, she was one of those people that really didn't stop me from following this thing when I came here to study radio production at 18. But obviously there's other people in the family, like the whole concept of what we do still doesn't make sense, you know? Still doesn't make sense for them, you know, because they always feel like the returns just don't add up.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing that gives them peace of mind in a sense of, yo, my kid will be good.
Yeah.
You know, if I pass away or something happens, will they be able to take care of themselves?
Yeah.
Will they even be able to buy a house? Those kind of things. But you just follow through, bro. You just follow through. I had people like that in the family. I had people that believed in me. But fast forward time, I guess one is proving them wrong.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I think it's really great that having a support system can really help along the lines. I mean, you are someone's support system in the morning. As soon as they get up and they listen to the spiritual alignments and they hear Sabby's voice, they're like, oh, there's that reason I wake up, or the reason why I love my mornings. I just wanted to know, what is DJ Sabby's spiritual alignments before you go through the whole thing of being there and being a voice for others? What's the voice for you?
Me?
Yeah.
You know, like, believe it or not, the first voice you hear when you wake up in the morning is you.
Oh, man.
And I've said that even in one of the alignments. The first voice is you. There's no other voice that you hear in the morning before anything else. It's you. Like, there's a voice in you that says it's time to wake up. That's your voice. So I hear that voice first. And then obviously sometimes you wake up and you're not really in the best of my states mentally. And you got to talk yourself into getting out of bed and just making it happen and seeing what the 24 hours have in store for you that day. But I'm big on that, man. And then after that, once I get into the shower, water kind of has a way to wash away all the bad energy, feeling a little bit refreshed. You know, and once you put on the mpahlas and you put on the kologni,
Your shield.
oh, imfana. The boy's already buffered, you know?
Yeah.
And then once I have my first cup of coffee, dog, you can't stop my go at that point in time.
That's
you know.
amazing, brother.
And also I'm a morning person, you know. I feel like now I'm a morning person. I'm really tapped in now into the slots because I had done drive for the longest of time and now moving into breakfast. I guess the biggest challenge was waking up in the morning. But yeah, it's been great, bro. It's been great. But it's me first. I always have to inspire myself in the morning. Music also plays a big role. When I jump into the car, play some high energy stuff.
Yeah.
And then I'll listen to talk radio just to hear what else is happening in the world. So by the time I tap into the show, I'm locked in, you know?
Oh, amazing. I think speaking on being your own voice and being like a voice there for yourself before anyone else, I just wanted to also ask on how did you deal with early on in your career before you made it on Y and the track record? I'm sure there were times you got rejection.
Yeah.
Right? And what would you say to a kid out there right now who's been knocking on Metro FM's door like, yo guys, I've been trying to get a job, I've been trying to do this, and these are my skill sets, and I can do this and do that, but they keep on getting rejected. How did you deal with rejection?
Part of your story, man.
Yeah.
Especially in show business, we get rejected so many times, almost every day,
Yeah.
because you're always knocking, you know, you're always proposing to people, you're always trying to see the idea of us collaborating, because no one's gonna just give you a job in our industry. You know, sometimes you gotta pitch.
True.
And some pitches, oh bro, they go left, you know. So you just gotta have tight skin, bro.
Yeah.
Be very resilient. Also know in this industry, bro, is that not everyone's really gonna be in your corner. Ricky said it so well to me once upon a time. It's like, you know what, John Sabby, that you gotta get to a point where it's cool to support you. So you work towards that, you know. And then once you made it cool to support you, everyone kind of gravitates towards you because it's cool to be in your corner.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Association. Man.
Yeah, you know, you work on that.
Yeah.
Because nobody cares until you start winning, man. Your story is nice until you win, you know. No one cares about the story until I win. You know what I mean? This is just another guy who came from Monday and he made it to Joburg, and then, you know what I mean? But once he's like, yo, dog, this nigga came from here, now he's holding down breakfast on Metro, selling it, then like, yo, I want to check out this part. You know what I mean? Nobody cares until you start winning, man. Like, you're just another story. But people love to hear the journey of how you came from that to where you are right now and all the hurdles that you face in between. But that's the thing. Always just remember that, is that people will never clap while you're still cooking, while you're still climbing the mountain. But when you get to the top, people will say, yo, man, tell us, how did you do it? And the crazy thing is that even when you get to the top, there's people who say, it's luck. I'm lift. You know?
Yeah.
No one's really impressed with your story, man. So you just gotta focus on you, do your thing, and stop doing it because you're trying to please people and you want people to clap for you. It's like people that get addicted to likes. Now you hide your likes here, and now you get touched when you don't get 10 or 20 likes because you used to what? Don't make that. Don't make that your reality, man. There's life outside the internet. So yeah, just be outside, man. I think sometimes that's another challenge with most of the youngins of this generation. They're so obsessed with the internet, and it's valid because that's your reality. But there's a world out there, man.
There's so much going on.
There's so much going on out there, man. Like, yeah, tap in. Try and find a balance between your real life and your online life, you know?
Yeah.
You know, my offline life is amazing. My online life is amazing, you know? Exactly. You know, when I'm offline, man, I got my family, things are good. I jump into my M4, life nice.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And when I tap in online, people learn.
Yeah.
So you just balance it, bro. It's very important, you know? I'd rather have my offline life being amazing.
Oh man, that's so beautiful.
You know what I mean? Because that feeds into your online life.
True. The way you are offline is kind of one day it's going to project onto you online.
Yeah.
People are going to see it.
Yeah, but some people have multiple characters, so... Yeah, I don't know how they do it, but shout out to them. Do you, man?
I was going to say, speaking on different characters and stuff like that, did you ever find yourself changing personas while growing within the industry? Like, did you ever find yourself, okay, maybe let me do this differently, and let me do that differently, let me kind of dabble in this and not that?
I think all of us.
Yeah.
You know, when you start out in this thing, especially as a radio guy, you try and sound like people that you looked up to, you know? You try and sound like them, you're trying to emulate them, you try and be like them. And then one day, you realize that the response is just not responding. And then you have a moment where you just be yourself on the radio. And then people love it. And then you're like, okay, people love that. Like, what did I do different? And then you realize it was just you being you. And then it hits you that, oh, okay, let me do me more.
Yeah.
And then you realize that's how you stand out. And that's why I appreciate my journey at Y. Is that at Y, at Y, originality was key, you know?
Yeah.
At Y, you being you was what set you apart. You know what I mean? That's a station that gave birth to a whole lot of young voices that ended up leading the game, you know, on platforms like where I'm at right now. And then to be knighted in and get into a Metro, it means that you are him in a way, because of people resonate with you more than anything else. So yeah, man, for me, that was it. I've tried it more on radio than on TV.
Yeah.
By the time I got onto TV, I was aware of who am I. So TV became easier in that sense, that I didn't have to find my source on screen. I just brought me and my love for the mpahlas, and already aesthetically I was aligned on my end when I look back. But you work on it. It's a totally different medium, you know, like TV, plural works. On radio, I try not to use plural. And I say that, it's like, yo, welcome to the show, guys. You can say that on TV. On radio, welcome to the show. It's, you know, you can't use plural terms on radio, but you know, you youngins are coming through with a different language. But I'm from that school.
Yeah.
I'm from that school, you know, where radio is very singular.
Yeah.
You're talking to one person.
Yeah.
But TV is like a lot of people watching at home.
Watching it at the same time. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's it.
Thank you so much for coming through, for speaking with us, DJ Sabby.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask one more thing. If you could say something inspiring to the youth out there, a youngin like me, a youngin like Tepo, Tando, Mbali, Palesa out there who's watching right now, and they have a dream they want to chase. And they see themselves having the cars, the house, the lifestyle, the dream. It's there, but it feels so far. Could you please just tell them a few words to inspire them and tell them that the dream is still possible?
I don't know, man. This advice changes every time I do these interviews, because I guess you realize that the challenges are different for what you guys are going through to what we went through. But I think one thing that sticks out right now is don't rush the process, eh? How old are you now?
I'm 17.
So if you are 17 and we meet in an audition line and I'm like 35 and I get that job, it doesn't mean that you're not great. It's just that I've been putting in that work since I was 17 and God says now at 35, I can handle this blessing. It doesn't mean that you're not great. So it's just a reminder of this life thing is about different chapters and different parts of our stories that we're in. You know what I mean? You can't now feel bad and saying you're not great because a 25-year-old got the job and not you. It's not a you thing. It's just that in his story or her story, it's time for them to get their pop and they break in. And for people like yourself also just means work on something, fix something, but still show up. And I guess also that's just another part of what I want to remind everyone is that always show up, man. Show up for yourself, you know, show up for yourself every single day. But don't rush the process, bro. It all happens at the right time. And the right time is when you always show up, because you'll never know when it might happen. I say this every day on the radio, even on Mondays. It's one of the things I tweet almost every Monday is that this week could be that week you've been praying for. Today could be that day you've been praying for. You just need to show up and claim your blessings, man. And that's the honest truth, you know. That's how I live by. I show up every single day because luck might be at my doorstep. I show up every day because today might be that day where I go for a casting and things pop off. I send a meeting request and that person might say, yes, let me hear you out. Or I step outside, I'm hosting a gig in 𝐔𝐸𝐻𝐿𝐴. There's someone there that could change everything for me.
Damn.
It's all about showing up every single day, dog.
Man, guys, if you heard it here yourself at the AfterSchool Podcast, DJ Sabby said it, show up for yourself, because today could be your lucky day, tomorrow, next week, next year, whenever, however, it could be any time at any given day. You heard it from the AfterSchool Podcast by 𝐔𝐲𝐻𝐻𝐫, and we've reached the final and last segment of our interview. This is where we give the icons, the legendary, the big bosses, the ghutmans, their flowers for all that they've done for the youth, for all that they've done for everybody around us, how they inspire us, how they keep us pushing. Like ones like DJ Sabby, there's everyday moments where something will happen that you could get inspired. This is the AfterSchool Podcast, and we are giving DJ Sabby his flowers. Mr. Sabby, I just want to say thank you so much for giving us your time. Man. Bro. Yeah, man.
Thank you so much, man.
For giving you your flowers, man. I'm so grateful for all the things that you've done. 15 years of great works, inspiring people every morning, making sure that people are smiling, people keep pushing. There's so many things, like you said, in the world that are going wrong. And I feel like you're a very powerful voice for those people, including myself, because I also got very much inspired when we met at
I remember.
And I actually made the whole podcast happen from that conversation. And I feel like it's a very good start. And thank you so much for all that you've done.
That's what's up, man.
You know,
I told him when I made him at the Disney thing, I was like, yo, man, there's something about you, you know? Just work on it, perfect it, and you'll never know where it could take you, you know what I mean? So the fact that you started this also says a lot about you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You know what I mean? So all the best with this. Happy to be part of your story. Shout out to Amo the Barber. I've been with Amo for donkey years. Best in the game. Yeah, man. Can't wait to see you hit your first 1,000 views, 10,000 views.
Thank you so much, man.
100,000 views.
Thank you.
When you get the check,
the coins. You gotta get the coins.
Yes, sir.
You know what it is. Thank you so much for viewing, everybody. Catch you in the next one. Hola.
Yes, sir.